I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh at people's reaction to the NCAA returning to North Carolina after the state replaced HB 2 with HB 142 that LGBT organizations are calling even worse than HB 2. And the reason I can't help but laugh a little bit is because I told you so. I've been saying for years that the NCAA is not some great leader on LGBT issues. That the NCAA continues to allow its members to fire coaches for being gay, to kick students out for being gay, to remove scholarships from athletes for being gay. And we were supposed to believe that the NCAA, because they decided to move a couple of events out of North Carolina, suddenly saw the light and were suddenly these great leaders on LGBT issues. The NCAA is a bunch of talk. And talk is cheap. Talk, not backed up by action, is worthless. The NCAA has convinced a bunch of people in the LGBT community that as long as they host a bunch of think tanks, and as long as they put out some manuals, and as long as they keep telling us that they support the LGBT community, and as long as they tell us that they support LGBT equality, that they do. But they don't. They use us to try to look good when it's convenient for them. But it became very inconvenient for them to stay outside of North Carolina. So in a backroom deal with no LGBT people present, that we know of, maybe there was some closeted person that's LGBT in the room making the decisions, they decided that to go against what HRC and GLAAD and Lambda Legal and the National Center for Lesbian Rights and the LGBT Task Force and Outsports and Campus Pride and every LGBT person told them not to do. That HB 142 did not repeal HB 2 and that it was hugely problematic, codifying discrimination. NCAA doesn't care. I don't know how many times I have to say this. They don't care. They allow their member institutions to fire coaches simply because they're gay, to kick student athletes out of school simply for being gay or trans. The NCAA allows this. If they were committed to our community, they would stop it. If they were committed to our community, they would cancel a couple think tanks and stay the heck out of North Carolina. But they don't. Later this month, they're going to have their inclusion forum, and they're going to talk some more, and they're going to talk about equality and talk about inclusion and talk about manuals that they're developing and talk about this and talk about that. Because that's all the NCAA does is talk. The surprise here was last year they actually did some little kernel of thing, but they were kind of had to. The NBA and others had already pulled out of North Carolina. They would have looked even worse than they look now if they had stayed in North Carolina. So their hands were forced. There's not some great leadership that they provided last year. So please, forgive me for laughing at people's reactions. People are surprised that the NCAA might move back. This is the NCAA, folks. They are not committed to equality or LGBT inclusion. Period. Full stop.